My earliest memories are a confusion of hilly fields and dark, damp stables, and rats that scampered along the beams above my head. But I remember well enough the day of the horse sale. The terror of it stayed with me all my life. I was not yet 6 months old, a gangling, leggy colt who had never been further than a few feet from his mother. We were parted that day in the terrible hubbub of the auction ring, and I was never to see her again. She was a fine working farm horse, getting on in years, but with all the strength and stamina of an Irish draught horse quite evident in her fore and hind quarters. She was sold within minutes, and before I could follow her through the gates, she was whisked out of the ring and away. But somehow I was more difficult to dispose of. Perhaps it was the wild look in my eye as I circled the ring in a desperate search for my mother, or perhaps it was that none of the farmers and gypsies there were looking for a spindly looking half-thoroughbred colt. But whatever the reason, they were a long time haggling over how little I was worth before I heard the hammer go down and I was driven out through the gates and into a pen outside. Not bad for 3 guineas, is he? Are you, my little firebrand? Not bad at all. The voice was harsh and thick with drink, and it belonged quite evidently to my owner. I shall not call him my master, for only one man was ever my master. My owner had a rope in his hand, and was clambering into the pen, followed by 3 or 4 of his red-faced friends. Each one carried a rope. They had taken off their hats and jackets, and rolled up their sleeves, and they were all laughing as they came towards me. I had as yet been touched by no man, and backed away from them until I felt the bars of the pen behind me, and could go no further. They seemed to lunge at me all at once, but they were slow, and I managed to slip past them, and into the middle of the pen, where I turned to face them again. They had stopped laughing now. I screamed for my mother, and heard her reply echoing in the far distance. It was towards that cry that I bolted, half charging, half jumping the rails, so that I caught my off foreleg as I tried to clamber over, and was stranded there. I was grabbed roughly by the mane and tail, and felt a rope tighten around my neck, before I was thrown to the ground and held there with a man sitting, it seemed, on every part of me. I struggled until I was weak, kicking out violently every time I felt them relax, but they were too many and too strong for me. I felt the halter slip over my head and tighten around my neck and face. "So you're quite a fighter, are you?" said my owner, tightening the rope and smiling through gritted teeth. "I like a fighter, but I'll break you one way or the other. Quite the little fighting cock you are, but you'll be eating out of my hand, quick as a twick." I was dragged along the lanes tied on a short rope to the tailboard of a farm cart, so that every twist and turn wrenched at my neck. By the time we reached the farm lane and rumbled over the bridge into the stable yard, that was to become my home, I was soaked with exhaustion, and the halter had rubbed my face raw. Scamper, verb, to run or go hastily or quickly, e.g., the children scampered off into the garden. Gangling, adjective, tall, thin, and awkward in movements or bearing, e.g., he is a gangling figure. Hubbub, noun, a busy, noisy situation, e.g., she fought through the hubbub. Draft, adjective, denoting an animal used for pulling heavy loads, e.g., a draft horse. Spindly, adjective, long or tall and thin, e.g., spindly arms and legs. Haggle, verb, to dispute or bargain persistently, especially over the cost of something, e.g., the man spent hours haggling over the price of the television. Clamber, Verb. To climb with difficulty using hands and feet. E.g., I clambered over the wall. Lunge. Noun. A sudden forward thrust of the body, typically with an arm outstretched to attack someone or seize something. E.g., I made a lunge for the thief as he sprinted off. Bolt. Verb. To run away suddenly, typically from fear. E.g., they bolted down the stairs. Stranded. Adjective. Unable to leave somewhere because of a problem. E.g., if the tide comes in, we'll be stranded on these rocks. Halter. Noun. A strap or rope placed around the head of a horse or other animal, used for leading it. Wrench. Verb. Pull or twist suddenly and violently. E.g., when he fell, he wrenched his ankle.